Welcome to episode 381, where I'm discussing blood sugar dysregulation and why the dosha of Kapha is prone to hyperglycemia or high blood sugar, why Vata is prone to hypoglycemia or low blood sugar, and why the Pitta dosha is prone to fluctuating blood sugar. I give lots of practical Ayurvedic tips to help you maintain stable blood sugar naturally, so please stay tuned. Hi there, I'm your host Colette, and on this podcast I will be sharing the teachings of Ayurveda, yoga, and holistic health practices. Now, if you're new to Ayurveda, I recommend checking out the first couple of episodes where I do an introduction to Ayurveda and the mind-body types. Thanks for listening, and now here's a new episode. Hey there, and welcome back to the Elements of Ayurveda podcast. Today I'm talking all about blood sugar. And I talk about this a lot in my online consultations because this is a problem for many people, stabilizing the blood sugar, stabilizing energy, and so on. And I want to discuss the Ayurvedic view on blood sugar. Now, blood sugar or blood glucose is the main sugar which is found in our blood, which comes from the food we eat. Our body breaks down our food into glucose and releases it into our bloodstream. When our blood glucose rises, it signals to our pancreas to release insulin. Now, insulin is a hormone which helps the glucose to enter our cells so that it can be used for energy. And in turn, it lowers the glucose in our blood, so lowering our blood sugar. Ayurveda views blood sugar balance as crucial for our overall health because it directly affects our agni, which is our digestive fire, and the health of our dhatus or tissues, and our ojas, our prime energy reserves. And it helps to maintain balance of the doshas of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Let's take a deeper look at each of these. So starting with our agni or digestive fire and our dhatu health, which is our body tissue health. Our digestive health is of paramount importance to our overall health. And when our agni or digestive fire is functioning optimally, our food is digested efficiently, nutrients are properly absorbed to nourish all the tissues or dhatus of the body, and there's no ama or toxin accumulation. When our blood sugar is unstable, it can affect the functioning of our digestive fire, resulting in undigested food, which can result in a buildup of ama or toxins in the body. And this ama is considered to be the bedrock of disease. It can travel throughout the body and cause all sorts of problems and manifestations of illness in the body. Ojas is considered to be the essence of all the dhatus. As I just mentioned, blood sugar imbalances affects the functioning of our agni, and as a result, it will affect the nourishment of the tissues of the body and the quality of our ojas, which is the essence of the tissue nourishment process. So ojas is the end product of the nutrition of the dhatus or tissues, which I discussed in detail in episode 92. It's the prime energy reserve of the body. It's our immunity protecting our life. Ojas gives us strength and vitality, controls the heartbeat, regulates the sense organs and the organs of action, maintains the balance of the dhatus, and promotes longevity. Ayurveda teaches us that a small amount of ojas pervades the entire body and that there are 8 drops of ojas in the heart at birth, and any decrease in this quantity can cause death. And this really underscores the importance of ojas, the quality and the quantity in our body. Our blood sugar also affects the balance of the doshas. The doshas can be aggravated by unstable blood sugar, and aggravated doshas can also result in blood sugar dysregulation. For example, a Kapha imbalance can result in high blood sugar or hyperglycemia. A Vata imbalance can result in low blood sugar or hypoglycemia, and a Pitta imbalance can result in fluctuating blood sugar. So now let's take a look at the role of the doshas in blood sugar regulation. Starting with the Kapha dosha, when Kapha is aggravated, it can result in agni mandya, or a slow digestion, which can lead to an accumulation of toxins or ama in the body. This aggravation of Kapha can reduce insulin sensitivity and affect insulin function. And as a reminder, insulin is the hormone which helps the glucose to enter our cells so it can be used for energy, and in turn lowers the glucose or blood sugar in that process. So now that the insulin is not responding to the call to help glucose enter the cells, it can lead to increased blood sugar levels. Therefore, a Kapha imbalance can result in blood sugar dysregulation, leading to hyperglycemia and insulin resistance. Hyperglycemia is a condition where there's an unusually high amount of glucose present in the blood. And insulin resistance is when the cells in your muscles, fat, and liver don't respond well to insulin and can't easily take up glucose from your blood. Other signs of imbalances in the blood sugar are heaviness and stagnation, weight gain, water retention, excess mucus production, sweet cravings, emotional eating, excessive thirst, and frequent urination. Now, if these imbalances are not pacified, a long-term imbalance could manifest into diabetes, and diabetes is considered to be a metabolic Kapha disorder. So obviously we want to pacify any Kapha imbalances. And in general, the three main steps to do that are to stimulate the agni, the digestive fire, cleanse out any accumulation of toxins, and balance the blood sugar. So let's move on now to the Pitta dosha. When Pitta is aggravated, it can result in an overactive digestive fire called tikshna agni, where the food is digested too quickly, leading to rapid sugar absorption, which triggers intense cravings, frequent eating, and blood sugar fluctuations. This blood sugar dysregulation can lead to unstable blood sugar spikes and insulin overload, which lowers the blood sugar level, leading to hypoglycemia. Now, hypoglycemia is a condition in which the blood sugar or blood glucose level is lower than the standard range. Along with the intense hunger and the frequent cravings, there can be irritability, mood swings, and anger. There can also be increased thirst, excessive heat and sweating, acidity, and this could manifest into inflammatory conditions in the body if not pacified. Now, in order to pacify this Pitta imbalance, it's important to calm the overactive digestive fire, the tikshna agni, to eliminate the excess heat from the body, and introduce a balancing eating plan to keep Pitta satiated and calm. And finally, moving on to the Vata dosha. When Vata is aggravated, it can cause irregular blood sugar levels, leading to hypoglycemia or the low blood sugar. This can cause energy crashes, nervous system instability, and adrenaline spikes. This can be due to an irregular digestive fire or Vishma Agni, leading to irregular eating patterns, which can result in weakened insulin production, poor glucose absorption, energy instability, and a depletion of ojas. Other symptoms can include lightheadedness, dizziness, weakness, sudden intense hunger, cold extremities, anxiety, nervousness, and sleep issues. And to pacify this Vata imbalance, it's really important to ground Vata with regular nourishment, stabilize the Vishma Agni, the irregular digestive fire, and calm the body and mind. Now, of course, with Ayurveda, we know there's no one-size-fits-all program, and each person would need a tailored plan taking into consideration their unique constitution, their current imbalances, their lifestyle, their age, their stressors, and so on. But here are some practical Ayurvedic tips to help you maintain stable blood sugar naturally. The first one is to ensure proper functioning of your agni, your digestive fire. As previously mentioned, when our blood sugar is unstable, it can affect the functioning of our digestive fire, and vice versa. Our gut health can impact glucose levels in our blood. Our microbiome breaks down fat to create short-chain fatty acids, which are small enough to be absorbed into the body. These short-chain fatty acids initiate the secretion of hormones, including insulin, to help the body use glucose for energy, which, as I just mentioned, is an important factor in the regulation of our blood sugar. Therefore, an imbalance of our gut microorganisms can make it harder for the body to process glucose, the sugar in our blood. The health and proper functioning of our agni, the digestive fire, is essential to prevent blood sugar dysregulation, but also to ensure that our food is digested efficiently, the nutrients are properly absorbed, so that we can prevent imbalances in the gut microorganisms and prevent any accumulation of ama or toxins in the body, which can block metabolic pathways. So whether it's hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, or hyperglycemia, high blood sugar, or maybe fluctuating blood sugar, we need to look at the strength of the agni, the digestive fire, to ensure proper glucose metabolism. Ayurveda recommends regular cleansing to support the digestive fire, to eliminate any accumulation of ama or toxins in the body, and to help balance the doshas and our blood sugar. If you want support, my next discounted group cleanse starts March 28. It's the spring cleanse, and this cleanse comes with a 90-minute online consultation with me so that I can tailor the cleanse to you and your lifestyle. And then we go through it in a private community so that we can support each other and hold each other accountable. So come join us on March 28th. To find out more details, just click on the link in the show notes or visit my website, elementshealingandwellbeing.com. For the discounted group cleanse starting March 28th, go to the events page. Or if that date doesn't work for your schedule, you can choose a private cleanse. It's the same structure. You just get to choose your own dates and you have me one-to-one for support. And for the private cleanse, you're going to go to the programs page. So if you want to ensure that your digestive fire and agni is working efficiently and giving you a foundation for great health and well-being, then come join us. Okay, so moving on with my practical tips to help you maintain stable blood sugar naturally. The second point I want to make is eating according to your dosha and maintaining regular meal times. It's extremely important to understand your unique constitution's requirements in regards to food. And in our busy, stressful world, we often eat on the run or skip meals, which of course really affects our digestive fire and our body and mind. Let me explain to you why it's so important to respect our meal times. For some people, when we skip a meal, our blood sugar levels drop, causing hypoglycemia. And then our adrenal glands will respond to this low blood sugar level and release stress hormones like cortisol, which will raise the blood sugar. Now, this emergency trigger is used in the case of when we're in fight or flight mode, or when our body goes into that sympathetic nervous system response to a scary, dangerous situation. So the body is going to release cortisol so we can fight or run away. However, now our body is reacting to a low blood sugar situation with the same intensity. And if this happens regularly, it puts a lot of strain on the adrenal glands, which over time may become unable to raise blood sugar levels through the release of the stress hormone cortisol, meaning that the body will stay in a state of hypoglycemia. And this could lead to symptoms where you're feeling shaky, sweating, maybe feeling nauseous, headaches, irregular or fast heartbeat, irritability, anxiety, difficulty concentrating, feeling lightheaded or dizzy, and numbness around the mouth. This response doesn't happen to everyone, so let me explain the food requirements for each dosha type. Vata types are prone to energy crashes and hypoglycemia. It's important for those with a high Vata constitution to maintain a regular eating schedule, focusing on having 3 meals per day at a similar time each day so the body can get into a rhythm. It's very important for Vata to pay close attention to your hunger signals, as sometimes you may only experience a short hunger window of 15 to 30 minutes. And if you work through that hunger, or if you have a coffee, which will suppress the hunger, then the hunger will disappear, and this could result in a drop in blood sugar. And so to prevent blood sugar fluctuations, it's important to avoid skipping meals or suppressing hunger with caffeine, because we know caffeine is not good for Vata due to its dehydrating and wiring effects. And Vata should also avoid excessive fasting. Vata really needs to respect the hunger signals and eat when you feel hungry. Eating a diet of warm, nourishing foods, which are rich in protein, fiber, and good fats, will support proper digestion and elimination for Vata. Pitta types are prone to intense hunger, fluctuating blood sugar, and possibly hypoglycemia. It's important for Pitta to have 3 meals per day, which they usually won't miss or forget to eat, because Pitta types are known to experience intense hunger. So there's no ignoring that hunger for Pitta. But Pitta may also need snacks as well, because that hunger can be sharp and intense and could result in feeling hangry. Pitta needs to have substantial meals with carbohydrates, good fats, and protein to help satiate that hunger. Now, Kapha types are prone to sugar cravings and high blood sugar. And so it's important for those with a high Kapha constitution to eat only when you feel hunger. So that may be only 2 meals per day. It's important to have plenty of digestive spices in your food, like ginger, cumin, black pepper. These spices will help to stimulate digestion. And cinnamon is a great spice for Kapha to help balance the blood sugar, and it can help manage sweet cravings as a result. It's important for Kapha to limit the sweet, heavy comfort foods and focus on a diet of lighter, easy to digest meals with lots of fiber to help move things along the sluggish digestive system. And that's the next point I want to make, the importance of fiber in our diet to help prevent blood sugar dysregulation. Dietary fiber plays a crucial role in managing blood sugar levels. Fiber is the indigestible part of plant foods, which passes through our digestive system relatively intact. Fiber helps to slow down digestion and absorption of carbohydrates, ensuring a more gradual release of glucose into the bloodstream, which helps to prevent blood sugar spikes. Now, fiber has also been known to improve insulin sensitivity so that the body's cells respond efficiently to insulin and absorb the glucose from the bloodstream, in turn lowering our blood sugar levels. So it's best to avoid ultra-processed foods, which often lack fiber, and we want to increase fiber in our diet. Sources of fiber include fruits and vegetables, but not fruit or vegetable juices. Juices lack fiber as the fiber is removed, and juices can spike the blood sugar. So if you do want to blend your fruits and veggies, a smoothie is a better choice. Other sources of fiber are whole grains, beans, lentils, nuts, and seeds. Now, if you're starting to introduce fiber, it's best to do it slowly, as a sudden increase can lead to bloating and gas if your digestive system is just not used to digesting fiber. This information, of course, should be tailored to each individual's unique constitution and health status. And so it's important to get advice on what type of fiber is best for your current health situation, how to cook it, and what spices to use. But today I do want to look at some general spices which are beneficial. And using these common spices in your food or drinks can help to regulate blood sugar. The first one being cinnamon, which I mentioned earlier, because it helps to balance blood sugar. It improves glucose metabolism and prevents sugar spikes. Having cinnamon in your food or cinnamon herbal tea is great. And cinnamon is warming by nature and transports heat to the extremities. So really great for those of you who experience cold hands and feet. Now, it can be used by all the doshas, but I do recommend for Pitta limiting cinnamon in the hot season. Fenugreek helps to regulate blood sugar and digestion. Drinking fenugreek water is a great way to manage blood sugar balance. And this is done by soaking 2 teaspoons of fenugreek seeds overnight in warm water, straining and drinking in the morning. Now, fenugreek is great for the Vata and Kapha dosha, promotes appetite, aids digestion, and the fiber in fenugreek seeds helps maintain healthy bowel movements, regularity, and complete eliminations. So again, this is another one, not necessarily great for Pitta, but for Vata and Kapha, that fenugreek water is a great way to manage sugar balance. And finally, turmeric, which has been shown to reduce blood sugar levels, increase insulin sensitivity, and it's a natural anti-inflammatory. Inflammation interferes with the body's ability to use insulin effectively, leading to higher blood sugar levels. And so by reducing inflammation, you will be supporting insulin sensitivity. Now, turmeric can be used by all the doshas, but we have to remember more is not better. Turmeric in excess can be warming, can be drying to the body. And so for turmeric, I'd recommend no more than half a teaspoon per day. And again, this is where getting tailored advice is really important. The next point is to practice the dinacharya, the daily routines to help maintain balance. I discussed dinacharya in detail in episode 16, and in my online consultations, I tailor the dinacharya to each individual's needs and lifestyle. But here are some general guidelines which will help you to get your body in alignment with nature and in turn regulate your eating schedule and help you manage blood sugar. The first thing is waking up early around 6 a.m. to align with nature and the body's natural rhythm. Drinking warm water in the morning to cleanse and hydrate your system and promote a bowel movement. Eat your largest meal at lunchtime when the digestive fire is strongest, and then have a light early dinner before 7 p.m. You want to avoid late night snacking to prevent nighttime sugar spikes. And it's really important to calm the nervous system with mindfulness practices and avoiding screens before bed to ensure a good night's sleep. These simple daily routines provide a really strong foundation in which our body and mind can perform optimally. So they may seem simple, but they're really important. Check out episode 16 for more details on those dinacharya. So next, moving on to exercise and movement. We all know that regular exercise is important, and particularly for the Kapha dosha, as it has a tendency for Kapha stagnation and high blood sugar or hyperglycemia and insulin resistance. Taking a short walk after eating is ideal. Ayurveda suggests just 100 steps, which will help to promote digestion and balance blood sugar levels. As when we are active, our muscles are asking for fuel, for energy in the form of glucose. And so this activity after eating reduces the glucose in our blood. This can help prevent that sluggishness that some people experience after eating. Now, again, more is not better. So this is just a walk. This is not any intense activity while our body is trying to digest. And when it comes to the type of exercise, it should be tailored to each individual. Again, the doshic makeup, the age, the climate, and so on. But in general, Vata should avoid intense workouts and excessive cardio, focusing more on grounding exercises like yoga, Pilates, and weights. Pitta should avoid intense workouts as this will increase Pitta, and it's best to opt for a workout that will challenge Pitta's competitive nature without aggravating Pitta. So that could be something like swimming in cool water, biking in nature, and avoid working out outside when it's very hot. Kapha should increase cardio and any activity which creates a sweat, promoting circulation to counter any stagnation. And for Kapha, group activities are great to help stimulate and encourage. The next point is to manage stress to avoid sugar imbalances. Chronic stress aggravates the Vata dosha, which disturbs metabolic functions, and chronic stress can increase the stress hormone cortisol, which raises blood sugar, as I discussed earlier when talking about skipping meals. And particularly in today's society, we really want to manage our stress levels. And we know that practicing meditation, yoga, or pranayama, breathing practices can really help to manage stress and calm the body and mind. And here are some ideal yoga postures which support blood sugar balance. First one is Surya Namaskar, or the sun salutations. Practicing these helps to boost metabolism. Twisting poses helps to stimulate digestion. And forward folds or forward bends help to support pancreatic health by massaging and applying pressure to the pancreas, which can stimulate the secretion of insulin. And so I suggest a short 15 to 20 minute morning or evening routine, starting with some sun salutations and incorporating some twists and forward bends, and then finishing with a pranayama or meditation practice will be a great way to reduce stress daily. And finally, I want to talk about one of the pillars of health, which is quality sleep. When we have poor quality sleep, our body releases more of the stress hormone cortisol, and our cells aren't as sensitive to insulin, resulting in insulin resistance. High cortisol and insulin resistance result in more glucose in our bloodstream, and it disrupts glucose metabolism. I think we've all experienced a night of poor sleep, and the next day we're reaching for sugary foods to help keep us awake. This is due to the increase of the hunger hormone ghrelin, which is caused by the lack of sleep the prior night. Prioritizing sleep hygiene is essential, and here are some sleep tips. The first one I already mentioned, to stop eating by 7 p.m. So ideally you have 3 hours to digest before bed at 10 p.m., which is when that Pitta energy rises to do your internal house cleaning. If you're not familiar with the circadian rhythm, please check out episode number 8 to learn more. You also want to avoid taking too much liquids late in the evening, but a calming herbal tea can be great as it can help with any late evening sugar cravings. For example, cinnamon, as I mentioned a few times now, balances the blood sugar, or a calming chamomile tea is ideal. If you get very hungry after dinner and you want to avoid eating anything heavy, you could have a golden turmeric milk with nutmeg, as the nutmeg spice is a natural sedative and helps to promote sleep. And having a warm, milky drink before bed is very comforting and relaxing, and it won't be too challenging for your digestive system. I'll put a link to a golden turmeric milk recipe in the show notes. You also want to avoid screens before bed, ideally an hour before bed, to help calm the nervous system. This is a great time to do that yoga or mindfulness practice. And finally, I just want to underscore the importance of being in bed by 10 p.m. to align with the body's natural detox cycle. If we're up and active after 10 p.m., the body has to give us energy as well as try to do the internal house cleaning, and it just really strains the resources. Now, if you want more sleep tips, then I recommend listening to episode 168, which is called The Science of Sleep. So as you can see, Ayurveda's holistic view on blood sugar balance is that it helps to support strong digestion. It supports our tissue or dhatu health. It preserves energy and immunity, our ojas. It maintains a balance of the doshas. It manages stress and keeps emotions and mental clarity stable, prevents chronic diseases and metabolic disorders, and stable blood sugar promotes longevity and has anti-aging benefits because blood sugar spikes and crashes accelerate aging by causing cellular damage, inflammation, and stress on the body. Now, if you want support and approach tailored to you to take the guesswork out of all of this, as I know it can be overwhelming, then check out my online services. I have online consultations which are focused on healing, education, and empowerment. I have the Digestive Reset Cleanse, as I mentioned. The next discounted group cleanse starts March 28th. Those dates don't work for you. You can choose a private cleanse. If you like to study by yourself, I recommend my online Daily Habits for Holistic Health program. It's a 28-day self-paced program with the objective to help you live in tune with the circadian rhythm and educates you on how to become your own healer. And I also have my Reset, Restore, Renew program, which combines all my services. Now, I know that's a lot of info, so check out the comparison chart on my website, elementshealingandwellbeing.com, so that you can see what you get with each service and you can decide what's best for you. If you have questions before you book, please take advantage of my free 15-minute online Services Enquiry Call, and I can answer all of your questions. So there you go. That's Ayurveda's approach to balancing blood sugar. If you think that this episode will be helpful to family or friends, please share it with them. And if you haven't already subscribed or followed the podcast, please do so, and the new episodes will automatically download for you. If you feel like you're getting benefit from this podcast, I would really appreciate a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcasts. And thank you in advance for that. Please come join me on social media. My Instagram page is Elements of Ayurveda Podcast. And on Facebook, you'll find me under Elements Healing and Wellbeing. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take good care of yourself, be well, and bye for now. Slán go fóill.